You live here with who?
I'm not answering any questions.
Bingo. You're not answering any questions.
No.
Cool. Can you sit down for me right there, real quick? Who else is in the house?
What did I do?
You're being detained at this point. You need to sit down.
For what reason?
You need to sit down. That's all we're asking. I'm not taking you to jail now.
For what reason?
That's it. I'll explain it to you
in a minute.
But the same way you're not answering questions, I don't have to answer anything. We're all on this.
Okay.
The same way you don't want to answer questions, give me a second. I'll answer what I want to.
Awesome. Okay.
Where are we at with this?
He doesn't want to answer any questions. He came out. I said, who do you live with? He said, I'm not answering any questions.
And that's wrong? And that's wrong?
That's not wrong.
So what am I being detained
Can I ask you a
for?
question?
But I need to know what I'm being detained
All right,
for.
what you're going to do is
You said I was detained. I want to know
We're conducting an investigation, sir.
Okay.
In reference, that's what we're doing, okay?
Okay.
Now, can I finish?
Yeah, of course.
In reference to burglary.
Can you see anything aside from the back?
So he's saying what?
He literally came out. I said, hey, what's going on? But you live here? He goes, I'm not answering any questions.
Okay.
And then I said, who else is in the house? I'm not answering any questions.
And that's illegal. And I'm being detained for that.
Did I say that?
But what am I being detained for?
I don't have to answer your question.
You have to tell me, if I'm being detained, you have to tell me.
No, I don't. That's a
I'll put
great
your hand
thing.
up. So you want that? And I'll put you in the back of the car. You can sit there and relax. All right? I don't know where you think you at, or what you're running. Sit there. If you want to shut up, shut up. Do you understand? I already raised it. I already raised it.
And that's illegal. And I'm being detained for that.
Did I say that?
But what am I being detained for?
Put you in the back of the car. Sit there. If you want to shut up, shut
You're not
up.
being disrespectful.
Okay. You said.
Officers knock on the door of this person and they are looking for somebody in reference to a burglary. I got problems all across the board with this one on the law enforcement side, but let's start from the beginning. We go knock on the door because we're looking for somebody in reference to a burglary. We knock on the door, that person answers and comes out to start talking to us. Do they have to say anything? No. And this guy knew his rights and said he wasn't answering questions. Immediately you can see that that irritated the officer because he gave the sarcastic, whoa. Now I get it. In policing, when you want to catch the bad guy, it does get frustrating that nobody wants to talk. But that's a citizen's right, and that's not his problem, especially if he's not involved. Now the question was asked, do they have the right to detain him? Well, possibly if he matches the description of the suspect that they're looking for. But the question I posed to everybody else out there, what if he decided to walk back in the house and shut the door? Then what could you have done as a cop? Now me and my experience, based on what I'm seeing here, if this kid matched with the description to a T, they would have grabbed a hold of him, detained him, put him in cuffs, put him in the back of the car, but I didn't see that happen. And then for the other officer to get involved, I mean, we need one person leading the investigation. When you start getting more people, we start having issues like this where we start arguing back and forth. It's not professional and it doesn't help the investigation. And then threatening to detain them by putting them in the back of the car. You either have the right to do it or you don't. So if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't sit there and threaten somebody on their own property. Now I know what you're thinking, Levine, well, how do we handle it? We knock on the door. We say, hey, I'm officer such and such from such and such department. We're here investigating a burglary. Do you mind coming out and talk to us about it? If he says, no, I don't answer questions, have a nice day. If you don't have anything to detain this guy on, that's all we can do. Pass the information on to the detective that somebody at that residence may be involved, but we don't have any further information. But we got a lot of ego in this one, and I think you guys can see that. Officers, we need to do better.
You're watching DTV, The Donut.